Welcome back to E20ZoneTv. Have your say. And I am joined by Lucas, all the way from the US of A. Lucas, talk to me, brother. You seem pissed. You seem angry. What's going on?
Just still not over what I saw on Saturday, and it was at 7:30 in the morning. I had to watch that.
Mm,
Just set the day off wrong, you know. Still bad taste in my mouth from Saturday, but we move on to the next. I guess I don't know,
yeah,
but
yeah. I know what you mean. Listen, I've been having debates and people saying Ben Rama's got to go, Ben Rama's no good, this, that, and the other. And I just look at these people and I think, mate, what drugs are they looking on? Do you know what I mean? I really do. I look at these people sometimes and I just get baffled by some of the crap that comes out of their mouth.
the state is not good right now.
Yeah, I know. You know what I mean? Before people come in, the link is in the chat. If you want to come on here and discuss anything, I think a few people are coming on tonight. If they do or not, it's another thing. Please do come on and talk to us. If you act like a mug, you get blocked. It's as simple as that. Do you know what I mean? And that's how it rolls on this channel. Um, so let's go through it then, Lucas. Obviously, I haven't spoke to you since like a few weeks back. We play Newcastle. We're expecting to go there and win at home and right in front of a big crowd. And we put in a performance which is probably shambolic, to say the least. What do you think?
Yeah, it was. I woke up again. Like I said, match was at 7:30 a.m. Eastern. So I usually hate those type of matches because they really can just ruin your whole entire weekend or your day. Um, I woke up early. I saw the news on St. Maximum, and I was like, "Whoa! Like
Yeah,
that should really, really help." And then I already knew that Trippier obviously out, and then saw our lineup. I was quite shocked to see Frederick start, to be honest.
mm,
Um, but normally the past few times Frederick started, I've been like why the hell is he starting? But then he was all right. But I mean, we have the better option on the bench. We all know in Ben Johnson, and it just went tits up from the 10th minute.
it was bad, mate. It was bad. Like anyone who sort of sugarcoats it, I'm sorry, but I don't know what they're saying. It was absolutely
It was
fucking
horrible.
horrendous. Yeah,
But we got a point. That's what everyone wants to say. But we got a point.
yeah. And don't worry. I keep hearing this famous line that I keep hearing time and time and time again. Don't worry, we're fifth. I just, oh mate, it just baffles me with
Yeah,
people. It really
currently,
does.
next week we won't. The week after that, we probably won't. The week after next, we probably
Mm,
won't.
yeah,
I think
no,
people keep forgetting there's a couple cheats in the Premier League during the whole COVID situation. Some cheats of clubs
yeah,
decided to just cheat the system, and they've got several games in hand. And I mean, granted, I get where everyone is coming from and saying like I'd rather take the points now, but the games in hand, like give or take, I don't know. It's a coin flip to me
right.
personally, and
Mm,
it all depends on the schedule. But still, like we're one of well, to be fair, it's only like a minority of clubs that really have been trying to cheat the system. But I don't know. It's just like I said, the state of West Ham right now is just terrible, and that match did not help at all. Again, another match where we drop points. I keep getting this. Oh, we're not in bad form. We've won 6, drawn 2, lost 2, and
yeah.
every and that's including the Kidderminster game. And it's like, are you people not watching?
When they are putting Kidderminster Harriers in as a win, and we was
We we've
fucking
had
tw-
we've had one
20
impressive
seconds
win.
away, Lucas, from losing that game. That's
No,
embarrassing.
no, but we're not in bad form because we've only lost 2 and drawn 2. And mind you, out of those 10 games, we dropped points from 4 of those 10 games. For any mathematicians out there, that's almost half our games played. We've almost dropped points. And I don't understand. And people don't want to admit that you can win and still play like shit, which we've been doing for 3 months now. Our last good match, you could make an argument, is Chelsea or Liverpool. Chelsea was luck because Masuaku's goal. It was just luck. We all know. As much as I love to banter, it was luck. Or the Liverpool match, which was like the last match we played where I was like, wow, we like completely outclassed Liverpool. We were really good. Besides that, Scout, you're right. Palace away was deep. I
But
wouldn't say
even Palace away,
I wouldn't say it was jaw dropping.
No,
but
but
like
even Palace away was 3-0 up, comfortable, and they nearly scored at the death from an overhead kick.
And then the last performance, I was like, that wasn't terrible, or I was like, that was pretty decent. Was maybe the 4-1 away at Watford when we went down 1-0 and we scored 4 without Declan Rice.
Yeah, and scored in it? Who scored in that game again? Ben Rama. He assisted a goal and scored one.
And my guy got a goal at the end, but it's all good.
Yeah. I'm going to get into it before I let people on. So let me ask you this, Lucas, like quick fire. First of all, why was Fredericks playing, in your opinion? What's the reason why Fredericks was playing? Now I'm going to give you a scenario. Yeah, why I think he was playing. I think Moyes had done all the work on the training ground with Fredericks all week. Yeah, they find out on Thursday night, Friday morning, whatever. Because I knew on late Thursday night, someone messaged me and said to me that St. Maximin's out, James. You just done a video about St. Maximin who didn't even freaking play. And I think Moyes was that stubborn that he went, okay, but I'm just going to go with Fredericks anyway. That's what I believe happened on Saturday.
I don't think that's impossible. I think if I had to gun to my head and choose between he implemented the game plan for Saturday opposed to he's out, let's just throw Johnson in. I think I would probably side with you that they already prepared during the week, and just because Fredericks was he got that week preparation.
Yeah,
he went ahead.
100%.
Which I mean, I can kind of see and kind of agree with, but when you have Ben Johnson on the bench, I don't get it. Just give me even though I don't think Ben Johnson was stunning when he came on. I mean, you can at least rely on his defense. And when it comes to defenders, I'm a traditionalist. Just give me the guy that stuck in, is solid in defense, and then we'll worry about going forward when the time comes.
100%, mate. Scott, I would do, mate, but I can't do it as I'm on the camera.
DM them to me. I'll read them out.
And you can read them out. Let me ask you this, Lucas. Come the 70th minute, right, the ball goes up. Who do you think's getting subbed?
Me personally, I didn't have anyone in mind, but I was hoping. I'll say this much: when the board goes up, every one of those front four players, to me personally, is up for substitution. But I'll say Benrahma was the last on my list that I wanted or expected personally. So I was a bit. I was a bit like what the fuck?
Yeah.
Because I mean, obviously Antonio had another just completely frustrating match, and I don't know. I just wish Moyes would show some fucking bollocks and sub him off, or not start him. Here, I'll read out this stat real quick that Scott mentioned. This is from the other 14. Great Twitter, love that. Most chances created from the other 14 in PL week 26. Buendia created the most at the weekend, but it is a chart. Most chances created in week 26. Emilio Buendía had 5. Junior Firpo had 4. Ismail Assar, who just literally came back from injury, had 4. James Ward-Prowse 4. Shea Adams 3. Saeed Benrahma 3, tied with Drewsbury Hall, Lucas Digne, Romeu, and Tarjay.
So Saeed Benrahma created 3 chances.
Mm-hmm.
Says it all, mate. Says it all. Right, I've got someone in the chat. Let's get him on. Let's have a look. Elliot, Behave yourself. Welcome.
Hello, James. Hello.
Are you all right, mate?
How's it
Talk
going?
to me, Elliot. What do you
I'm
think
good,
about?
thank you.
What do you think about Saturday?
Moyes, what are you doing, mate? You have to give your head a wobble. Taking Ben Rama off. Seriously. There was Antonio, who's not an actual striker, drifting on the wing. Like you said earlier, kicked it into the Toon Army. It was absolute shocking. And 4 hours I would have took off. Ben Rama didn't deserve to get taken off, and we were just not at it. We're too predictable in the end.
Let me ask you this before Lucas can ask you a question. Is Moyes' stubbornness affecting the team now? Is it Moyes versus the team?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Listen, for people who sort of, you either back Moyes to the hill, yeah, and he can't do no wrong, or you can look at it and go, he can do wrong. He's not the Messiah. He does make mistakes. Lucas, you want to ask anything, mate?
I'll ask Elliot. How many players do you think are playing out of position in our squad right now?
Okay, so I think the defence is okay, but I think like Johnson isn't a left back. Can't play on the left hand side, as we've seen. I think Rice should stay a bit further back. To be fair, I think he should be holding. Souček, give him a rest a bit. Put Crowell in there. Fornals. You know what? I would see him like a deeper player, because I think he has he's not the creative player. He's a hard working player. I could see him like a centre mid. Other than Antonio, I don't think he's a striker, but he's the only one who can play there, according to Moyes.
Yeah.
I don't know what Vlasic's position is.
So let me ask you this, Ed, before I let you go.
Yeah.
All right. You've got to pick the team on Sunday, Wolves, 2:00.
Yep.
Name me your team.
Okay. Fabianski in goal.
Yeah.
Zuma, Dawson. If he's fit, but actually I'll go Johnson at right back, because he actually made the defence better. I don't want to go Creswell, but I have to. Creswell. I'd go for midfield of Crowell and Rice. And then I would go Ben Rama as like the cam. On the left, Fornals. On the right, I would put Vlasic in there. And up front, Bowen.
No Antonio, no Souček.
It's not a bad shout.
It's a pretty good team, isn't it? I must admit. Well, Elliot,
unlike other people, I'm up for any ideas and opinions.
Any ideas are good.
anything that will work.
Anything other than what we're doing at the minute. Elliot, thanks for coming on, mate. I'm gonna let you go and give me your time, mate. Thank you very much, Sam.
Cheers, Elliot.
It's got a point, Lucas, hasn't he?
Yeah, I mean, again, the current state that we're in, I just can't understand why people are criticizing any idea that someone has for some sort of switch up. There's got to be I think it's literally the definition of insanity right now. Like, we just keep putting out the same lineup, and
I've got to laugh.
Nothing is improving, and I don't want to hear the bullshit that we've only lost 2, we've only drawn 2, we've won 6. I don't care. The way we're playing is not going to get us where we want, and it's not gonna meet anyone else's standards. Even the passive crowd that's I don't mind finishing 8th, I don't mind finishing 9th. The way we're playing, we're not gonna finish top half. We're not.
I think if West Ham finish below 8th, so if West Ham finish 9th, 10th, or like that, I'm sorry, but then he needs to be like booted out the club. because you can't go from 4th to 10th, in my
And
opinion.
I'm as optimistic as anyone, honestly.
Yeah.
Like,
but you've got to be real, though, ain't you, Lucas? Like when people are saying this, you've got to look at it and go.
That's what I'm saying. And the way we're
like,
playing right now, both crowds are not going to be pleased by what's going to happen, because the way we're playing right now, we're definitely not finishing top 4. We're definitely not finishing top 6, and we are most certainly barely going to finish top half the way we're playing.
See, I keep seeing this. Yeah, this is what I keep seeing on social media. I agree with you partly with what you're saying. Like the fan base is very split at the minute. You've got the fan base who have been through the hard times and want to see some fucking good times at the club, right? That's what they want to see. And then you've got the other fan base who are content. You've got a fan base that, on the other side of the coin, West Ham fans are like, well, this is the best it's going to get, so we're just going to enjoy it for what it is. Like, do you know what I'm saying? You need to sort of look at it and go, right, we're in our best moment. This is the best time for us at present. We've got to be counterproductive at the minute and go, right, we need some players. Do you know what I mean? We need to do something.
It's just like, how many times do you want to see the same movie in a week before you get sick of it?
100% agree. And I agree with what John just said here, all the way from Thailand. Thanks for putting the comment in, John. He says second half season results are relegation battle form. On Saturday, Lucas, you did not know what team was fighting relegation and what team was 5th.
No.
And that is frightening.
Fucking embarrassing.
Yeah. It is, isn't it? Let's be honest. Like, if you've got a team there of players who look at it and are just like, there's just nothing there, is there? There's just like, for me, when I look at us on Saturday, right?
And there's literally not one player on Newcastle you would take and put in this West Ham team. Not one.
No, not really. Yeah. And then when Joe Linton's running through your midfield, that's just laughable in itself.
That was just fucking terrible.
But what it is, you got to look at it, yeah? The first 10 minutes of that game on Saturday, right? I could not believe what I was watching. I really, really couldn't.
First 3 minutes in, they almost scored.
First 3 minutes they nearly scored. The first 10 minutes, I don't even think we got in their half or in their box. And we're at home. What do you make of this with this sort of with the fan base at present? Because the fan base, to me, is looking at this, and as I say, on one hand, you got the fans like myself. I can easily say this. I want us to do something. Like, I want us to, like, this is the reason why we left Upton Park. This is the reason why we're in a 65-seater, 1,000-seater stadium and bang in the middle of Stratford. I want us to be that team that we've been promised. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I would like to say I'm on the ambitious side, and but like, even when GSB were just bullshitting and mouthing off all these goals and aspirations and stuff, like, I didn't really believe them. But I mean, I'm not going to say we had to believe them, but we kind of had to sort of get on the wagon. Like, I mean, we are moving to a big ass stadium that should generate some revenue. Maybe we can actually do what they're saying. But at the end of the day, for me, I think you can be ambitious but yet, like, see through the bullshit. And
100% agree.
And I think we were getting through the GSB spiel and bullshit that they were talking about, and we were just, like, getting stuck in playing really well with who we had. But now it's dying off on the pitch, because we literally have no plan B, and we all know January. We all know, and we all said January was the most important window.
Yeah. Like, I agree with what Glenn says here, yeah? Or Glenn says here. You can't be content and a fan. I make him absolutely right. Like,
and there was a gent that told me today I must not be a West Ham fan because I've never seen them lose 3-2 on your birthday or on my birthday. Like, what the fuck are you on about?
Do you know what, mate? Do you know what? This is what it does me, right? Ever since I've done this YouTube game, right? And this is why I try and keep as real as I can on this. Because if I was talking to someone in a boozer or at the game, I would say it how I'm saying it now. Right? There is no persona with me. so to speak. When I keep hearing all these people saying, "Don't worry, we're fifth," what you're moaning about, I look at them and I think, like, are you a fan really? Because as a West Ham fan, I want to see the best.
You know how hard it is to be a casual West Ham fan?
Yeah. Unbelievable, mate. Honestly,
or plastic.
really.
Honestly, it's tough.
Mate,
I don't know a West Ham fan in my circle or other circles that I'm in that a terrible match or result doesn't affect them for at least 2-3 days. I'm not over it. I won't be over it till probably Thursday or Friday.
Lucas, I haven't got over the 2006 FA Cup final, mate.
That's what I'm saying.
And that's 17 years ago or 16 years ago, whatever it is.
But we move on. I mean? We move on.
But
like,
I can't, mate. I just can't do it. David, thanks for joining, mate. Hi, boys. I think we will get 8th now. So I would go all out for a cup this season. Totally agree. For me, I agree with that comment 100%. I think it's all on the Europa League.
A viable opinion. That's all I look for. I don't care. I respect everyone's opinion. I just can't stand when someone just is like, no, that's a bad idea, and they don't have anything in response.
But the problem is, though, Luke. But the problem is with this, though, Lucas, right, is that has David Moyes really set himself up to failure? Big time. Like, because no signings is one thing, being stubborn is another thing. Now, if we go in the Europa League, and in a month's time, we're knocked out the Europa League, and we're knocked out the FA Cup, then our season just filters out into nothing. Like, I'm hoping that I'm wrong. Right, I really am. But if Moyes carries on doing these stupid tactics of the same system over and over again, the same players who are not performing over and over again, eventually it's just going to drive us all mental, isn't it? You know what
I mean, I'm already there personally, but I guess it can get worse. I don't know. With me, I still, because I'm a huge Moyes guy, but still, he deserves criticism. I hate that too. Like, why can't I support David Moyes and criticize him? Fucking mental. These people, they're absolutely insane. Like, and me personally, I still think January falls on GSB. That's just my personal opinion. I know other people blame Moyes, which is fine. I don't think Moyes is scotch-free by any means for a reason, but like, he's the manager. He's got to change something. And even to be fair with him, he's doing all he can with the thin squad he has. But again, like, it's partly his fault. So, I mean, the only thing we can try now, and that's another thing. People are like, oh, but our squad's thin. Well, that's when you got to start getting creative and start thinking of some new ideas. And that's why I tweeted what I tweeted last night about what I think we can do different, and some solutions I think would be viable. And a lot of people agreed with me, but just some of the people disagreeing. They give me no opinions, no insight. They just tell me I'm wrong or I'm stupid.
You're wrong, Lucas. You don't.
And that's what will drive me. Like, if you say I don't agree with you, and then you give me your opinion, I'll probably find some middle ground with you, because that's just how I am. You know how I am. I sit on both.
I agree, mate.
I just sit on the fence on most topics because I can see both sides. But like, when you don't give me an opinion, I'm gonna go after you.
100%. Now the thing is, like, you know me, I can't sit on the fence. I'm either left or right. Now, if it's right or it's wrong, that's the way it is. I can't sit on no fence. I understand that with you though, but everyone's different. Before we get into it, please don't forget to hit the like button.
And we have yet to get in a insane verbal disagreement yet. That's my whole thing with that. It's like,
well,
we're
it's early yet. We're going to get to Vlasic. It's early. So, please don't forget to hit the like button. It helps the channel greatly. This one here, good question. Any old iron? Moyes in every day of the week, but he needs to cease his stubborn behaviour. Now, I agree with that, But I'm going to ask this question back at you. Any old iron, sorry. Can he curb his stubbornness? Because he's been stubborn in the window. He's been stubborn with players. He's been stubborn with tactics. He's been stubborn all round. I don't see it. I just don't see it. I really don't. I really don't. 16 likes. Let's hit 40. Oh, thanks for the optimism, Scotty boy. I mean, what have we got here? We got this man in the house. Get him in. Peach, what's going on?
Okay.
Fair enough. Go away, Peach. Then I'll wait for you to come back. I was like, I don't know where he was. He was like a flipping nut house.
He was in a spaceship.
He's in a spaceship. Yeah. John says here, trusting Moyes Montar is making him unaccountable. He's never talked straight. It's that post-match interview he done the other day, right, was terrible. He goes, he sits there and he goes, "Oh, I don't know why they're not playing well. I can't work it out." Now, I could work it out quite easily. Mikel Antonio isn't performing. He's knackered, right? Everyone keeps saying,
Tuchek has played 110 matches in a year last season. I mean, like,
it's not hard to work out, is it?
Yeah, and same with Soufal. Soufal played just as many, and it's like, you know, even though they're tough Czechoslovakian bastards that will take several bricks to the face, you gotta at some point put them in a straitjacket and be like, no, you literally have to rest. You're not a machine. You may think you're a machine, but you're not. But there's just so many things wrong, and in me personally, like I said, I love Moyes. I'll always be Moyes in, but at the end of the day, I'll always be GSB out, and I think he's just he's being the good employer. You know what I mean? Because don't get me wrong, like, and everyone can relate to this. We've all had jobs before. There are so many times you would love to just stick it to your boss and tell him how wrong he is, or how much of a see you next Tuesday he is.
I've done that many a times, Lucas.
Politically, and it's not politically correct, is it? And even though you may be right, you're gonna probably get axed. Is that right? Yeah. No, but that's just how the game goes. And I guarantee you, there has been more times than not, Moyes would love to just look into the camera and tell them to fuck off forever. Give me some money.
But are you convinced by that though, Lucas?
I am personally.
Really? You think it's more? Listen, you know me, yeah. I'm very much anti-bold, right?
Yeah.
I can't. You know what I mean? I can't stand that them lot, right? And that's the reason why I don't go to the games. So
I think he's being put, and I don't know. It's because of, you know, he might be more calm than we think. He may be stubborn, but he may be calm on the inside or the outside. But I think it's one of those situations where they're just like seeing like what they can get out of him. Like they're pushing him to his maximum value.
Do you think he's trying to prove to the board that he needs help? Is he doing this? Like, because I've thought of this, right? I have. I've thought about everything in regards to this over the last couple of months. The no signings is weird. West Ham, I can't remember the last time West Ham didn't sign a player in a January window. And I thought about it. I really can't.
In my opinion, I think it's a tough situation for him because, like I said, there's no way, and I refuse to believe this, that that Sullivan or Brady are likable workers of the club, like likable partners. There's no shot. There's no chance. If I had to work with those two, I would be going into work every day hating my life. There's no shot.
But let's be honest here. I know we're having a good discussion about this, but Moyes doesn't manage a team in the top 10 of the Premier League. Let's be honest. Like he don't manage anyone in the top 6. He don't know. Right, so that's your big 6. Would he be the manager of Everton? I don't think so. I think Everton have that ship has sailed. Leicester, I don't think Leicester will be the sort of club for him. Villa have just got Gerrard. I think Moyes is at the club where he's content because he's appreciating that he's at that club. I don't think Moyes can go any higher than West Ham again.
I think he can. So this is to answer your question about like the top 10 or even let's say some fringe clubs. Like Frank Lampard hasn't proven anything yet. He could easily flop again.
Yeah.
And Everton have a phenomenal history of whoever they appoint, they always back them every time. I'm not going to say like throughout their history, but let's say the past decade, they've had a great track record of backing their manager. Aston Villa, Gerrard, I mean, sure, he did well at Rangers, but what is he going to do in the Premier League? I know they started off well, but now they lost to Newcastle 1-0. And even for Aston Villa, that's not a very good result. Something they shouldn't expect, in my opinion. But Aston Villa, whoever they bring in, great backing financially every time. They have spent over £100 million twice. One, obviously, because of the Grealish sale. But even the one before when they came up, they spent like £130 million. Tyrone Mings was part of that window. I think Moyes at Leicester would actually be decent with the players that are there because I do like Drewsbury Hall. I think he's going to be a fine player. But in my opinion, I really do think he's just trying not to blow the case off the building.
Yeah,
because he's in a tough situation where he's getting asked all these questions. And
but I do think though, Lucas, he's got to take accountability also. He has to.
I agree, but it's hard. He doesn't seem like, and this is no insult on him, but I don't think he's the most elegant worded gentleman, and it's hard to be able to get your point across without shitting on your employer. You know what I mean?
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. And I had this debate on Twitter before I get to this comment. I had this debate on Twitter, and they said, "Well, what do you expect him to do? Like he's done a PR after the transfer window." And I said,
"That was not him. That was definitely the board telling him."
That was scripted, mate.
Yes,
100%,
1,000,000%. Karen Brady's handling transfers. That is a bunch. If that's true,
if that is scripted at its finest. Trust me. Do you know what I mean? Let's get to this comment. The fact that the January window killed us, we signed no one, and that will haunt this club for a long time. I agree. I really do, sir. Paul Chambers. Honestly, I think things have happened quicker than Moyes could have expected, i.e. 6 last season. It's almost through. He can't change his plan, vision, timescale because it was possibly 2 years early.
That's not a bad opinion.
That's not a bad opinion, Paul. I agree with that partly, but surely he has to be proactive. Surely. He must look at it and go, I do need a striker at this club. Do you know what I mean? I'm running out of players. And when you look at it in the grand scheme of things, West Ham are running out of players, Lucas. We've got half our team, half our squad could possibly leave or will leave. Nobody won't be there.
We got 8 players on the way out.
It's terrible. Do you know what I mean? It really is. Mark says here, Antonio Fornells, Ben Rama, Souček, Vlasic, Kufel ain't performing. And we're all down on the bench to replace them. Pathetic, almost arrogant transfer window. I agree with that. The problem is, I just feel that there's a lot of issues. There is a lot of issues there, 100%. John says here, even if you blame the board for no signings, he's still stubborn on playing his favourites.
I agree with
the same old substitutes and not playing the under-23s. That is a banging comment from John, because the reason being why I say that is on Saturday, it proves to everyone of the fan base that he's got his favouritism at the club. He's got favourites there,
and every manager does. But because we have such a small squad, it's a beaming light of favoritism. It's too obvious. You know what I mean? It's way too obvious because we realistically only have like 6. Like in all seriousness, you take away the Danchesters, the Okaflexes, Forson, Perkins, whoever. We only have like 16 first team senior players. That is not right. This is not right.
It's terrible, mate. It's terrible. When you look at it and you weigh it up, West Ham, this is not the West.
And that's
West Ham
including David Martin and Darren Randolph.
West Ham just got less players than they did when they first arrived at Stratford. This is terrible. I've got to do this.
Go ahead.
I've got to do this, right? I don't know where the hell Peach is.
I'm here. I'm here.
Peach, you look like you're in a tunnel of nowhere, mate.
I know. I'm here. I'm just like on a smoke break, but I am here, dog. And you know what? You know what is the light, dog? The light is the youngsters, man. I'm showing you, man. It's like we got a spark of energy when Lingard came on the scene. He improved his game. He improved the game of people around him. Agreed? And
yeah.
I think that like the only way we can kind of remake that happen is if we do have a little bit of ounce of confidence. No, yeah, that's where I'm going with it. But an ounce of confidence in the youth, Lucas. And if you don't throw them in the deep end, you not know if they're going to swim. Like they might bring. You can train on the pitch as much as you want, and James knows this as well as yourself, Lucas. You can train on the pitch. You can have the 5-a-side scrimmages, but when you're playing on the big stage, sometimes you come out a bigger and better man than you even thought you were, and that could happen with some of the youngsters. And that's why I'd like to see who you stipulated was Arco Flex, Chesters, and Ashby. I'd love to see them included in the squad because they might have matches that they blow themselves out of their own boots. You know what I mean? And we need a change. We need a change. And if it's not that, then change it up with first team players. But the first team players that we have on the bench are absolutely caca, cuckoo, doodle. Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? No, like Yarmolenko, no thank you. Fredericks, no thank you. Like, piss off.
Like, you know it's one thing because in my opinion, I think there's only 3 youth players that I wouldn't mind seeing on the bench or even come on to make an appearance to make a difference. It'd be Ashby, Chesters, and Okaflex. I think Perkins is still a little too young. But and this is the thing that blows my mind about like Moyes not giving them a chance or selling them on. We have got to be one of the slowest teams in the Premier League, and those 3 people at bare minimum offer us blistering pace.
I'll tell you what, that's a valid point, because we've got no pace, mate.
Very valid.
Dan Chesters gives me Daniel James vibes a little bit, which I think Daniel James is quite shit, to be honest with you. But he's at least
he has pace.
Yeah, and then Okaflex, he's definitely got some pace.
And he has skill.
Yeah, I mean, with what he's done in the U23, he does have skill. But again, we'll never know until they're on the pitch.
I know.
Unfortunately, we're so shit when we go 3-0 up. We can't put them on because we're going to shit ourselves.
Yep,
100%, mate. 100%. I've got to ask this, Peach. Is that road? Is that a road behind you? That big dark road? Is that our transfer window?
Yeah. And there's
can you point into the abyss?
And there's no light at the end of the tunnel, man. Like, there's a little light, but like, you know what I mean? Like, yo,
light is the wrong color.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, mate. There is no light at the end of the tunnel. Right, let me ask you a few things, Peach, before I let you go. Right?
Yeah, please do.
First of all, what did you think of the substitute of Ben Rama on Saturday?
He's our new Felipe Anderson. He's getting 60 minutes here, 70 minutes there. He's the type of player that could turn it on the drop of a dime. So I know you said like he deserved to be subbed, but I don't know. Like, he can turn it on the drop of a dime, man. So it's like, it could have been the right call, could have been the wrong call. We'll never know. But I like that he stood up to Moyes. I think he walked off slow, like, for a purpose, just to piss him off.
That's the only thing I didn't like.
Right?
That's just me personally.
I don't blame him.
I like that. I like that. I like that about him.
18, Rashane Thomas from The Athletic, put a stat up, right? Or of how many times Ben Rama's been subbed this year. He's been subbed 18 times this season.
He's
18.
only started and finished 3 games the whole season. Like, nah, man.
He hasn't been that bad in 18 games to be sub, mate. I'm telling you that now.
No, I agree.
Yeah, and I think Vlasic, I think he needs more time because I see a footballer in him. I really do. And he made a difference when he came on. And I'd love to see more of Vlasic. Like, how are you gonna improve with the squad when you're not in the squad? Like, Krall, I think, is garbage. I want to get rid of him like I want to get rid of Yarmolenko and Fredericks, to tell you the truth. I'm sorry, Wally, but like I really do. And it's like, like Vlasic.
That's the first person I apologized to on Saturday because I was going in on Fredericks. I was like, Fredericks is so shit. And then after the match, I was like, Wally, I'm sorry for I have sinned.
Yeah, like I want Lucas. I want Fredericks to be like the best. I want him to be the Fulham right back that we bought, like just for Wally.
He ain't, mate. He ain't good enough.
I know.
Okay.
And you saw that. You said like, and Yarmolenko, Krall, Fredericks, they all need to go, man. Like,
right, let me ask you this, Peach. Right.
Yes, sir.
Obviously, on Saturday, Mikel Antonio. Let's talk about Mikel Antonio with you.
Okay. Yep.
Right. You watched him play on Saturday. He was absolutely shambolically shit.
Yep. He did put in a shift, but it's not the same shift that he was putting in before. Continue.
Yeah, but is it time for a change of him? Like,
Yes.
Is it time for something else now? Is it something fresh?
Yes.
Something that we haven't seen before.
Yes, because you're not even seeing the before Antonio. Like the before Antonio would run at players, make diagonal runs. He wasn't just used to like do those long throw-ins. He wasn't just used to like mainstay his station on the left side of the midfield, center mid, like, and then you saw the touch map, the heat map. That's where all of his play was coming from. And like on the wing in the center of the park.
That heat map absolutely sent me over the edge.
Right.
If I'm going to be honest,
because I don't disagree that he didn't put in a shift.
Yeah.
But what's the point when working your hardest when you're not even playing the position that you're supposed to be playing on the pitch? You're just running around like a headless chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Let's be honest though, Lucas, right? That massively exposed Antonio.
Yeah, it did.
Right.
It did.
It really, really did, right? And I'd love to see the heat map for other games that he's done that. Because I've said it for a long time. I've said, why does this man keep going overtaking throw-ins?
Because like you notice it during the it's one of those it's one of those things you notice it during the match, but then when like the heat map comes after the game, the numbers show, that's when it really hits you like, oh my god, he was incredibly shit.
He wasn't even in the box. Like, I can't remember, and this is no joke, right? I cannot remember the last time Mikel Antonio had a shot on target.
It was what we said before. It was like December 29th or something. That was it. And it's February, like what, 20 or something now. Like
21st.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Right. Let me ask you this, Pete, before I let you go, son. As I asked Elliot.
Yeah.
What's your team for Wolves next Sunday, 2:00?
Oh, Lucas knows, man. Okay, so it's Lucas knows. Oh my days. It's Areola playing, not that Fabianski's done nothing wrong. He hasn't, but I want to shake it up a bit. I'd like to see Areola in goal. From the left and onwards. I'd like to see Cresswell, Zuma, Dawson, and Ashby from the left again. I'd like to see Chester's inside left, Rice inside right, and then up top, I'd like to see Arco Flex, Lanzini on the right, Bowen with Vlasic leading the line. That's not going to happen, but that's what I'd like to see.
I love it, Paige. I love your enthusiasm for the club, son. I really, really do. If that happens, mate, I will buy you a year's supply of cider, mate.
You done said that before, and it never happened. So
if I see that team sheet come out, mate, I would be shocked, stunned, and skint.
But no, I wouldn't let you do that anyways, dog. But like let me show you this. It's like we're in a position right now where you heard David Moyes in the presser basically say, like the after presser, post-match presser, basically say like, I'm gonna make big changes like in the next match just to like shot a rocket up the backside of these players that think they got like they're on the team sheet.
You wait
I
till you
know.
see Yarmolenko.
Oh my days! I'm
I
turning it
know,
off.
mate.
I can't
I
even be
know.
mad at
I'm
that at
turning
this
it
point,
off.
honestly.
Yeah.
I know, mate.
Can't.
No,
Um,
it's turned into yuck yucks. It's turned into like Def Jam comedy. It's nuts. It's like on. You know what I'm saying? Though it's like put
Yeah.
on some of these youngsters and like just give them a chance. If they fail, they fail. What's gonna be worse? James said it. They got or Lucas. One of you two said it. They got more pace than what we have right now, and
Yeah.
some of them actually got skills. So it's like put them in, see what happens.
and
Bob's your
hope for the
uncle,
best.
Fanny's your aunt, and Vic's my best mate, dog. Don't know.
And on that note, I'm going to let you go, Peach.
Yes,
Thanks for
sir.
coming on.
Yeah,
Thanks for coming on,
one
son.
love. One love,
Take
one
care,
love.
man. And that was all the way from Canada via a dark, lighted alley.
The psych ward. The psych ward, the spaceship, the dark alley, whatever you want to name it.
Yeah, I know, mate. I know. Listen, I agree with Peach, though, to a point. It's time for a change. And if there is not any changes on Sunday in all departments, even if he changes the system, it's something. Like, he has to do something, doesn't he?
I think the most logical change. So again, I'll reference from what I tweeted yesterday. I put out two ideas. I put
Yeah.
out an idea if Moyes doesn't want to change the system, and then if he does want to change the system. And I think the most realistic and most viable one to me would be the 4-3-3 that I put out, where you just drop Fornals into the midfield to add an extra midfielder, and then you just have, even if Antonio plays, Bowen, Benrahma, Antonio, or Vlasic, Benrahma, Bowen.
How will you feel if Antonio plays, Lucas? Because I won't be pleased if it comes Sunday and I see just for argument's sake, I see his name on the team sheet and I see Benrahma on the bench. I'm going to be looking at him and thinking it's just favouritism. He don't deserve to play.
At this point, and I told you this, it was either last week or the week before when
yeah.
Who did we play before Newcastle again?
Leicester.
I said if Antonio does not turn up against Leicester or Newcastle, that's a huge deal because he has a very favorable goal scoring record against both teams. Leicester, he scored 4 in his last 5. Newcastle, he loves a goal against Newcastle, especially at the beginning of the year. If he starts Antonio on Sunday, that's a piss take to me personally, because if he cannot, he's already been terrible. He's not been good. If he can't score or provide a contribution in against the two clubs that he has a very good record against, you have got to change something.
Because you know what's going to happen, don't you? I just thought of something. Well, as you was talking there, I was just thinking about what you were saying. I thought of something else. All right? The FA Cup is next week. Is on the Tuesday or Wednesday night. I think it's the 2nd.
Here, I'll
check
for you.
Yeah, which is against Southampton away at 7:30. So don't be surprised if he goes with a lighter team against Wolves, right? Because he's going to look at it now and think, right, we can't get top 4, right? We're going to struggle to get top 6. It's all about FA Cup.
Could be.
I'm all good, mate. I hope you are all good. Wapper, Fat 95. I'm all good, brother. I love all these names, mate. All these avatar names.
Yes. Wednesday, March 2nd.
March 2nd. So on Wednesday, we got Southampton in the cup.
So was that 3 days rest? Well,
yeah, it's not even 3 days. Well, it is, 3 days, isn't it?
2.5 technically, but we'll go 3.
So he's going to go. This is what I think he will do. He will change it up against Wolves and keep his strongest team for Southampton in the cup. So I think Moyes now knows.
Which I wouldn't hate. I wouldn't hate.
I wouldn't, but don't. If you're going to change it up altogether. Don't just take out certain players and then keep the same position. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because then it's square pegs and round holes yet again, isn't it? It really, really is.
Yeah, that's why after you just throwing in that factor, because I've been so peeved and pissed off that I didn't even know we had an FA Cup match coming up.
Yeah.
I've been so upset and mad. But I see Wolves, in my opinion, would be the perfect time to maybe try the 4-3-3 with maybe Crow anchoring?
I think he's going to have to play 4-3-3, Lucas. I think personally, he has got no choice now. Right? He done this last season, boys. Right? This is what he done last season. He kept fucking about with the system to a point, really, really pissing the fan base off. Goes to Manchester United. We set up so defensively, and then against Arsenal, he decided just to go for it. Right? And have all these attacking players out. And to me, yeah, I'm looking at him and I'm thinking to myself, you have got to change your stubbornness totally, because it's just not on. It's affecting the fan base. It's affecting the players. Don't be surprised if Yarmolenko comes in at some point, because I don't think Yarmolenko will play in the FA Cup.
As much as he pisses me off, like honestly, I am so desperate for a change at this point. I really don't care if he perhaps were to start at striker. I really wouldn't care because we are that desperate for a change.
So, do you think then, as we come towards the end, if anyone wants to come on, we've got 10 minutes. If you want to come on and have your say, you're more than welcome. The link is in the chat. If he goes with a lighter team against Wolves and we lose, is he going to be putting all his eggs in one basket here, Lucas, against Southampton? I think he's going to. I think he's eyeing this up big time.
I think this will be a question for you. What lineup do you think that would point to that conclusion if you saw the lineup? So what lineup for you would point to the conclusion like, okay, he's putting all of his eggs in one basket?
If you see, and I don't want to just call a debate here or nothing, but if I see Vlasic in the team, that to me says it all. If Vlasic comes in, if Yarmolenko...
But again, if we're going light, who else can he go with?
Crow. Or Noble.
See, because I think I agree. If Vlasic plays on Sunday, I do think he's going to put his eggs into one basket. But at the same time, it's like Vlasic is our next best option up, unfortunately.
Because our next 3 games are Wolves at home, Southampton on the Wednesday, and on the Saturday tea time we've got Liverpool. So
Jesus Christ.
I look at it like this. I think he's eyeing that up, that FA Cup game now. And Joe, what makes me laugh is he will, yet again, Moyes will get a pass on this totally, right? Because if he goes light against Wolves, if it goes wrong, he will turn around and say, well, I've tried to keep the team as, I want to keep this strong team because we've got a big game in the FA Cup. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm just getting all the comments coming through at a later date at the minute. Let's have a look. We've got this one here. I don't understand why Moyes doesn't play Vlasic in a more central role. Most of his goal at CSKA Moscow come from him playing in a central, and Moyes plays him on the wing. It's so frustrating. Square pegs, round holes. See, I'm not against Vlasic, Lucas. I know, me and you've had debates on Vlasic before, and you've been on channels with me, and I've got into Vlasic. But I don't think Vlasic has ever played a 10 at West Ham, has he?
No, not yet. But again, it's just a very peculiar situation because it's, again, I've always told you I'm on both sides of the Vlasic argument where I think he needs time and I think he deserves the time, but unfortunately we need him now because let's be honest, when Benrahma first came in, he did not set the world on fire, nor was he really that great coming off the bench. But the next season, in the start of this season, he was on absolute fucking fire.
I think there was glimpses of Benny last year. I will say that because listen, I had this debate last season with different YouTubers. I had many rows with people, which really got quite toxic in the YouTube game. Now, I thought Benny was okay last year. I don't think he was mustard, but I don't think he was shit like people kept saying.
Yeah, and again, with that, it's fine because.
But I can understand though, Lucas. Going back to Benny quickly, I can understand when Benrahma was getting the ump there because he's done his substitute every game last season. Do you know what I mean?
The big factor for me though is that we didn't need Benrahma essentially because we had Lingard, we had Fornals who were already I don't want to say proven, but Lingard was
Well,
more
Lingard
than
was tearing it
mustard.
up, wasn't
Yeah, so
Let's be honest.
we didn't necessarily need Ben Rama to step up or be that guy. We need unfortunately we need Vlasic to step up earlier than I think he expected or Moyes expected, whatever. He's got to be kind of the man now whenever he comes on or starts, which is, in my opinion, I think it's unfair to him because of how thin our squad is, and I don't think he expected to be thrown into the fire that quickly. But again, it's apples oranges. I see it from both sides, but I think Sunday, honestly, I would have to have a good think because I agree with you. We're definitely going to be able to tell on Sunday if he's throwing all of his eggs in the FA Cup basket or not.
I think he is, mate. I just want to get through these comments and then we'll come towards the end. Paul says, yeah, I might sound mad, but actually glad we dropped out of 4th. We could be as low as 8th before the Wolves game Sunday. Hope it gives the team the reality that we've been getting away with it and play better.
Could be true.
Probably, but the problem is I want us to do well wherever we play. You know what I'm saying?
They should be they should be inviting the pressure onto them.
They should be thriving.
But again, we all know it's all psychology and shit. Some players love the pressure on them, some can't deal with it.
100%
me personally, give me all the smoke. I want all the pressure.
Mark says here, we'll be mid-table by Easter. The way we are, I don't
Huge
think
possibility.
we can. I don't think we can slip that down. If we do, then Moyes needs to be seriously hung out to dry. If we end up in the bottom half, or say we finish 10th, I'm sorry, but I'll be feeling it.
But that's the thing that is annoying me about everyone is they don't think. There are people in this fan base that genuinely think the way we're playing right now, like we're gonna easily finish top 10. The last 10 games I've seen, 3 months. We look like a bottom half team, and and again, I don't care if we're winning those matches or coming back to draw. That doesn't kill the point that we've been playing.
Our last great game that West Ham I've seen West Ham this season was Liverpool at home.
Yes,
right, and that was back in October.
Exactly. How long has that been? October. November,
5 months.
Three. I think it was like late October, so we'll go 3 months.
So November, December, see 4 months.
But no, because we're winning and getting 3 points. That totally vindicates all shitty play.
I know, mate. I know. I've got a comment here. Flashes has brought some pace into the team recently. Oh, I don't know about that, but yeah. I'm sorry, but our fullbacks are consistently getting beat, and it does my nut in.
That's another huge problem. And you know me, I say it all the time, James. You could probably, I might get it tattooed on me. I say it every time. Midfield wins the game. Yeah. But then to me, the second most important position for me are the fullbacks. And Cresswell, I mean, he was better on Sunday, but was he gravy? Is he the Aaron Cresswell that I'm used to? Absolutely not. Fredericks was not good. Fredericks had one good moment, and it was that layoff header he had to Bowen to get into the box. But then Ben Johnson, I love Ben Johnson, but
I don't know what's happened with Ben
still,
Johnson.
To me, everyone's saying oh, he should definitely be starting over Soufal. But in the moment, I agreed. But Soufal at least has something to offer going forward. I don't think Ben Johnson's very, very good at getting forward unless there's space.
I'll be honest with you, mate. I have to disagree. I think Cafal's been fucking terrible this season. I think he's been absolutely.
I'm just saying, they each provide something that the other does not. Personally, I think Soufal's not been good defensively this season, but Ben Johnson. That's his foundation. He's a good defensive fullback. But I think Soufal's better going forward, but Ben Johnson's reluctant.
Yeah, but even Ben Johnson's played well this season in games, though.
Yeah.
Up until he got injured against Chelsea, I thought Ben Johnson was looking the part, mate. Against Villa, he was decent. Everton, he was decent. Spurs, he was decent. He's been it's just Moyes yet again. And I say this line all the time, yeah. I've said this on this channel, right, ever since I started it. And when I'll never forget the comment, it's like the mafia with Moyes. You know,
Yeah.
it just takes forever for you to get in there. Once you're in there, you're never getting out. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's get through these comments. Oko Flex at least deserves a chance. Possibly some of our other youngsters like Elise and Longello. I thought they looked pretty good against Zagreb in the Europa League. Mark says Bowen, Rice, and Lanzini are carrying us. Yeah, I can't not disagree with that.
Nope.
It's slow motion car crash to 10th. Yeah, again, I can't not agree with that. And Johnson was playing well and then disappeared, which I've just said. I'll make Mark 100% right there. For me, yeah, before we come towards the end, right, I look at it like this, Lucas, right? Moyes has to do something different. And if he does change it up massively for the FA Cup, right, it's like he's got to get out of jail free card, isn't he? Deep down.
Yeah, and my thing is, I think he can put out a good lineup on Sunday and still have a full strength lineup on Wednesday. But again, none of us know how he's gonna do it. I mean, even though he's predictable, what he does is still like surprises us. Like like that team he put out against Newcastle was spot on. We all knew it was going to happen, but then there's always that little like, what the fuck is this? And it was the Fredericks at right back. So I'm not even going to act like I know.
Nothing would surprise me, Lucas.
Yeah.
Nothing would surprise me, right? That he goes free at the back, right? And he'll play Zuma, Diop, and Dawson, and have Cresswell as your left wing back.
Yeah, the only thing I don't want to see is I don't want to see the 5/3 in the back because I can't stand Cresswell at left center back.
No,
he's just too exposed, and he's going to let a goal in from behind him per usual. So if you're going to play 3 in the back or 5 in the back, he has to play wing back. He has to.
No,
if he doesn't play wing back, he's screwed.
It's got to be. I'll tell you what it's got to be for me before we come for a wrap. It's got to be a 4-3-3.
You're going to be keeping the FA Cup in mind on Wednesday when you give your lineup, right?
The problem is what's more important at the minute. Because if we beat Wolves, we're 5 points ahead of Wolves. Because Wolves are 2 points behind.
I would say in our current situation right now, if I had to pick which game I'd want to go full strength, I'd probably say the FA Cup game because Southampton, I know for a fact, are going full strength.
100% now.
Wolves,
but you know what?
Wolves have the depth, and I think our backup options like Lanzini, even Vlasic, in my opinion, because we all know how that game's going to go on Sunday. Wolves are going to do exactly what they do. They're going to sit back, yada yada yada. I think Vlasic can fit into that game. And I mean, let's be honest. If we get a point on Sunday, I'll bite your hand off the way we're playing. But I think all of our eggs will be in the basket on Wednesday.
I think if you want to make a statement on, because I'm going to get to a comment here before we come to the end. This comment here says, we've had Lucas's starting lineup. What's yours, James?
I didn't say it yet, but
right. And let's see if you agree. I'll reel it out to you, and we'll see if we agree or not. First of all, I think it's pretty obvious it's going to be Fabianski, and it can go. Would you agree, Lucas? For Wolves,
I would say yes because the turnaround it's not short enough for Areola to step in. So Fabianski, yeah. So
we're going to say Fab in goal. Yeah. So you're going to say left back. It's going to be Cresswell because he's the only one we got. He's only left back at the club, right? Dawson Zuma, sorry, will be the two centre arms. On the right hand side, I don't want to see Fredericks anywhere near it. I don't even want to see him in Stratford. Ben Johnson or Kafal. It's either one or the other. Yeah? No Ryan Fredericks. Going into midfield, Declan Rice. I think we both agree. And then you've got Thomas Souček, who, what do? Do you risk this game when you know that Wolves have got technical players in the middle of the park? Or do you just go with Souček and then put another midfielder in there, like a crowd with him? So you've got 3 industrial midfielders in there, right, snapping at getting the ball back. For me, I would play Souček and I would play Krau. I would. I think Krau. Listen, how can anyone judge him? He hasn't fucking played. Do you know what I mean? How can anyone have a right to judge this guy when he hasn't really played? Right?
He was pretty shit against Kidderminster, but I don't think you should. Yeah, I don't think he should be solely judged off that.
But you've got to try something else. That's the problem. Like I understand it with the Kidderminster, and I make you 1,000% right. He was absolutely shockingly shit. But the problem is here, we need to try something.
Yeah.
What we're doing is not working. So I'd go Krau, Souček, and Rice. I'd have Krau and Rice together. I'd have Souček as in the middle of the three-man midfield, pushing them a little bit forward a little bit. Then up front, I would have personally, if it was me, I would go with Ben Rama, Bowen, and Vlasic. It's either Vlasic or it's Fornals. So you got you either go Fornals left, Ben Rama right, Bowen through up top as your three-man attack. And that, to me, is a pretty good system. You've got pace on either side. You've got work rate. Souček will be more effective from deep, right? And that means we're not relying on Souček then to get back and try and defend, like, because you've got Krau in there. Do you know what I mean? And I just think we need to do something. We really, really do. Would you agree, Lucas?
Yes, with a few tweaks or possibilities that I could see. I do think on Sunday we will see a 4-3-3 because Wednesday I think we'll probably go back to our normal 4-2-3-1, like full strength team. So I think Ben Johnson or Soufal on Sunday could be a toss-up, but I feel like because it's a cup game, I think we'll see Johnson on Sunday and we'll see Soufal on Wednesday because it's a cup game.
More than likely. I'd agree there.
I think, and again, if I do predict we're gonna do a 4-3-3, and right then and there, that's gonna be a toss-up between Krau or Fornals for me, or possibly Lanzini. But I do think we'll do three in the midfield. If I had to guess, I think we'll see Rice, Lanzini, Souček in the midfield, and then we'll see Ben Rama, Bowen, and I think we'll see Vlasic because I think he's going to want to rest either Fornals or Lanzini for Wednesday.
Yeah. The problem is with it, there's got to be something here, right? If I swear to God, if I see him set up 4-2-3-1 again against Wolves, and Wolves will set up 3-4-3, and they will go 3 with the wing backs. They'll probably have Neves in the middle.
And to be fair, this would be a good game for, let's say, Fornals or Krau to be implemented in the center midfield role, because don't get me wrong, Wolves have a very formidable, good midfield with Neves, Dedendocker.
Here's a question for you.
Yeah.
Here's a question for you, mate. Would you play Noble in this game? Because we need something.
I wouldn't be opposed, because like I was going to get on to, Wolves have a very good midfield, but they're kind of like us in a sense. They're kind of slow. They're good passers. Well, Souček not, but Rice obviously is. But they're not very, in my opinion, progressive. You obviously got Neves, he's class. He's so good. But Dedendocker, he's just like Souček. He's a brute that just plays in midfield. He can get forward a little bit. And then João Martinho, he's older now. He's still pretty good, but he's not going to. He's not going to dribble past you. He will pick out a pass. So honestly, if you were to play Noble, Fornals, or Krau in the midfield, in a midfield 3, this would be a game where I think it'd be minimal risk, because their midfield doesn't really get forward. They pick out passes and they move as a unit instead of hitting home run balls over the top.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's why I'm saying about Noble. Because if Noble goes in there, Noble will fight for every ball. if it ain't Crowell, I see what Glenn was saying. Glenn was saying here. He said, "If we're throwing in the towel, Crowell, no." Right? I understand that. Put Noble in there, right? Because listen, Noble's it's his last season, right? And if we need to do something, like even if you go Noble, Rice, and then Suchek,
That's
just a little bit
not
further.
a bad 3 against Wolves. At least that's not a bad 3 in the midfield, in my opinion.
Do you know what I mean? It has to be a 3-man midfield.
And we saw what Noble did against Watford. And did he? No, he didn't play against Norwich. He played against Watford. He turned the clock back, and he looked really good. And honestly, if Noble can do that, like maybe 2 more times this season, where it's like, hey, we really need you to turn back the clock and vintage Noble. I think he can do it.
If you need someone to galvanise a team, that's the man for you, and Mark Noble, because he will get the team going.
And it'd be important to us because that saves Fornals, Lanzini for Wednesday.
Yeah, and listen, I'm not.
And a bunch of
if Noble plays, I know the fan base will go, "Why is Noble playing?" But I'll tell you what, he wears the claret and blue shirt with pride and passion and fucking heart.
Yeah.
And some of them, I think, just do it for the paycheck. I mean, this Epic's in the house. Who says Moyes isn't going to sign another Crowell of that season in the summer?
We'll never know until we see whoever holding the shirt.
I don't think we've got any shirts to let them hold up, mate. At the minute, I really don't. But we will leave it at that. It's been an hour and 11 minutes, kind of 12, and it's been fun. Lucas, I want to thank you for coming on, mate. We've had some guests on tonight. It's been fun. I would like some more from different people, but it is what it is.
Yes,
thank you,
Elliot and Peach, for hopping on.
Yeah, I must admit, Elliot spoke well for a young lad. He wants to see the team do well, and it's weird because I'm a 35-year-old man. He's probably a young lad growing up watching West Ham, and he's seeing West Ham in their best moment. Yeah. Right? I've seen West Ham a long time, and I've seen some shit, and probably amongst the chat, I've seen some shit over the years with West Ham. I'm disappointed at present with how it's being run by the manager. Even though Moyes has done good things, you've got to criticise the geezer when he's doing stupid things like he has been doing. But we rolled on to Wolves, obviously. I want to thank you for coming on, Lucas, also for being my co-host this evening, and I want to thank everyone in the chat who's put their comments in. It's been thoroughly enjoyable. Please like the video; it goes a long way, and please do subscribe to the channel also,
and hit the notification bell as always.
Yeah. I always forget that though, because I always forget that, son. Yeah, listen, it's been fun. It has. What would he do? I don't know, but I do think we're going to see a lot of changes because I think he's got his eye on that Southampton game. I really do. I think Southampton's the one he's looking at now. I think really he's content,
especially at being away.
Yeah, I think he's content at being 7th, 8th. I think he's looked at it now that he goes, well, these teams have got games in hand. Let's try and go for a cup or something. So, yeah, it is what it is. Anyway, take care of yourselves. All the best. And as Michael just said there,
keep the faith.
Keep the faith. All the best.